Hey everybody. So you created some YouTube videos and now you want to get eyeballs on it. And you're probably looking for a way to get as many views as possible in the shortest period of time for your video campaign. Well, today I'm going to be showing you all about a solution which is utilizing TrueView in-stream ads. This is an action campaign and it's really simple. And the cool thing about it, it is so very cost effective. Not a lot of people are really using it right and using it extensively like they can for lead generation. It's a great way to drive more views and more conversions across YouTube. And so in this video, I'm going to show you how you can easily set up TrueView in-stream YouTube ads. So stand by. Hey everyone, I'm Richard Cruz and my agency, WSI Priority Media. We test new Google Ads strategy every day, discovering what's working and what's not. And in these videos, I share with you just ideas to help you be able to get better results with your Google Ads campaigns. In the case of video content, where the message is almost always about the president, you have to move fast. You want to gain more views in the shortest period of time, like I mentioned earlier, because you know what? You can lose the chance to target people who have an interest in your content. And so the solution, TrueView in-stream ads, is really a helpful tool. In-stream ads is a type of action campaign for videos, and it offers the following features that you can use for your video campaign. It has prominent calls to action that you can't get with a regular YouTube video. It has headline text overlays. It has end screens. So with those features, you're given the power to be able to encourage customers to be able to explore more of what you can offer. And you can even ask them to share their contact information and other important actions that you want potential customers to do. Here's an example of what your TrueView ad is going to look like. So you have 5 different really major components that stand out that make these TrueView ads unique. So you've got your channel icon, of course, that's going to carry across, and you've got your 2 views here. You've got your mobile and then you've got your desktop. But here you have got your headline. This is a customizable headline that you're able to create, and it's going to show up in those specific areas. And you've got your display URL, and the cool thing is your CTA, your call to action, your button. You've got it on mobile, you've got it on desktop, and on mobile, what's really awesome is that you've got site link extensions. The site link extensions give you more real estate. Always, always, always use site links whenever possible. When you're running Google Ads, they are free real estate. And so here, instead of just seeing the video and having these first items, you get this extra real estate here by being able to include that. So make sure that you're taking advantage of that. And so there's 5 different features and specifications that I want to point out to you. When you're creating your ad, your call to action, you've got a maximum of 15 characters on that. So really play with that. 15 characters, you're going to find doesn't go very long. So you want to make sure that that call to action, learn more, shop, buy now, whatever that is, give it some really good thoughts so that you're able to get a nice, powerful call to action. You've got that button. The eyes are going to usually go there, and the clicks very often are going to go there. So you want to make sure that you're really planning within those 15 characters what you want to be able to say. And I'm sorry, the button is 10 characters. The headline is 15 characters. A lot of times I see people just put the same thing. They're lacking creativity. They work together, right? Your headline should really lead to your call to action button. So you got 15 characters and then 10 characters. Again, they'll go quickly. So really plan that out and play with the copywriting on that. And then you have your companion banner. And so it's going to give you an auto recommendation, whatever you have up for your thumbnail that it's going to use. But I like to be able to create our own custom banner right here because we're really driven towards action, what that message is that we want to be able to create. It gives you a 300 by 60 format, and you just upload that. And if you want to be able to test both ways, you can run both and see which performs better for you. But our campaigns have usually shown that by us uploading an image, we get a better performance by being able to really zero in and target on what we want that visual to be like. And then number 4 is displays for 5 seconds on mobile and 7 seconds on desktop as far as your auto end screen. And so you're going to need a minimum of 15 seconds on your video to be able to get those auto end screens to be able to show up on the end. So a great little feature there as well too. And then the site links I was telling you about earlier. On these site links, you have up to 4. That is a lot of real estate that you can take advantage on. Now they're only going to show up on mobile. Your site links are not going to show up on desktop, but that's okay. I mean, we're seeing the majority of searches now on mobile, like a high percentage on mobile. We'll see on the minimum about, depending on the industry, 65% to sometimes we're seeing up to 93, 94% mobile, again, depending on the industry. So this is a good thing as well too. Lead forms are also available through TrueView InStream YouTube ads. And so you can use, if your account qualifies for this, if not, you can reach out to Google and you can ask them if they can white label you for lead forms. So the lead forms through the button is just able to bring up the form there instead of going to your website. They can do the entire experience right there on the mobile devices, right inside of YouTube, right inside of Google. And it's a really great feature to be able to have. So let's talk about how to be able to set these up. First of all, you need to make sure that you have admin access to your Google Ads Manager. And this is where you're going to set up the TrueView InStream campaign. So the first setup is conversion tracking. Make sure that you have your conversion tracking setups before you're running this type of an ad, because obviously you're going to get bad data without being able to track all of that. And so let's head over to the Google Ads dashboard. When you're setting up TrueView YouTube ads for conversion here, you have 3 different goals that you're able to use with it. You can do it for sales, for leads, or for web traffic. I usually will run an open-ended setup right here and then go to whatever that I want the campaign type. But on TrueView InStream ads, I find that it doesn't allow me to be able to choose what I need to. So I'll choose one of these. So let's say that we want to go with leads, and then we'll actually click on here, and obviously you're going to use video for your next one. And so it will show here as drive conversions, obviously is going to be the objective, and it's going to take you into the setup page. And on the setup page, what you're going to do is your video campaign, it's leads and driving conversions. And so you're going to name the campaign type. So we're just going to put campaign name here. And this is in my test account, so there's no data in here. With TrueView InStream ads, you have 2 conversions. You can go with max conversions, or you can go with target CPA. Those are the 2 options here. When I go in manual setup, it doesn't present these here. It'll give me other options. And so we want to make sure that we're running one of these 2 right here. If you have data already, you can go safely with target CPA. But if you really want to maximize your profitability and the performance, what we always do is we start with max conversions. Max conversions is a better place for us to be able to start to get data. We want just data to coming in as quickly as possible. And then once we have that data that's coming in, then we'll normally switch over. We like to see maybe 30 conversions, and then we'll look at turn over to target CPA, and then let AI start to really take over and help us in that area. And before I go into budget, one last thing about this here is that as you're setting your budget, whatever that may be, let's say that your budget is going to be $25 a day. When you set this up, this is a big mistake that I see people will make, is that they're not giving it enough budget. Remember, you're using machine learning right here. And so if you're going to start at max conversions, you need to give it 10 times the budget to allow it to be able to get enough data so that it can learn. So if it's $25, you want to make sure that you put $250. And if you're going straight into TCPA, you want to be able to give it at least 20 times the budget so that it can gather that data. If you go through step 1 like we do with the max conversions at 25, you'll gather the data. And then when you go to TCPA, you won't need to feed it that additional data. But always make sure that you're giving it that extra bandwidth to be able to learn with. And of course, right here, you're not eligible eligible to go with here into the search results. Obviously, it's going to be in the YouTube videos. And if you want it to go onto the display network, you'll go ahead and you'll click on right here, set up your targeting, obviously your language. And then as you come in here, you're selecting from your inventory type that you're going to go with. And then here are your site link extensions. So important for you in setting up your site link extensions right here. You got to have this all connected, and you just go into the new site link extension and then you start setting that up. For your site link extensions, they're going to go to actual pages on your website. So you need to really determine, okay, what is that page where the information is? When you're creating these TrueView in-stream Google Ads, if you don't have specific pages that you're going to send them to, sometimes it's worth creating specific pages that are relevant so that you can take advantage of this extra real estate. It's that important. And then as you're creating your ad group, your demographics, for example, we're B2B, so a lot of times we're getting rid of this right here. If you're centric on income demographics, if that's important to you, you can go ahead and go there. And then this right here obviously is where you'll choose, from your audiences, from your keywords, from your topics, your placement, and then you put your YouTube URL right in here. And your ad, the next step is just generating the ad. So it's really simple to get these things going, and just such an awesome tool to be able to use. And so in wrapping up here, this is a takeaway, and it's another good reason why you should run TrueView in-stream ads. And this is a fact directly coming from Google. They say that people who choose to watch your ad are typically going to be about 10 times more likely to share your content or to subscribe to your channel or engage with your brand. Also, Google says that 65% of TrueView ad campaigns raised brand interest. So that being said, and thanks to Google TrueView in-stream ads, they not only give your brand tools to hone in its messaging, but it can be a significant driver of brand lift. And so that's my tutorial and my overview for TrueView in-stream YouTube ads. I hope you found at least one thing in this video that is helpful for you. And if you did, leave that in the comments below. I like your feedback. It helps me create better videos later on. And if I can be of help in your marketing, call or message me at wsi@prioritymedia.net. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, share it, and subscribe if you want to be alerted of future training videos like this. Thank you for watching. Have an awesome day.